guys, Zyka here, and welcome back to another episode of Cake Factory with me. Hello, and I did exactly what I said. I fixed the table, and I changed this. I don't want to say... Well, I prettied it up. I did pretty it up. I do like it better. There's still something weird about it, but I'm going to go with it because it looks nice. So, I reorganized things a little bit, so now I just basically have, like, essentials or items that I have a lot of or would have a lot of up here. Like, a couple of this stuff I don't have necessarily, like, I have a lot of these items and these items, but not necessarily, like, blaze stuff. But I needed it filled up, so that's how it is now. But other things, like I have a bunch of seeds, this is auto pumping in with all the kelp stuff, woods and stones and everything, and definitely the blocks of coppers and stuff. So, I also smelted my whole thing, so all of this is, like, new ore from recent. But I prettied this up and now this works. So all of this works. And first of all, I did exactly what I said and I just did a lot of quests. Because these are not necessarily stuff that I need as of right now. Now, of course, eventually I'll need an importer, and an importer is made by using a destruction core cable and a filtered import cable, filtered import cables and barrels, import cables, networks cables, hoppers. It's like simple stuff like that. Here's an export cable. And then here is the exporter. So, like, all of it is basically, it takes the simple storage network and then takes those items and then advances them into refined storage, which is actually really cool, and I like that that does that, and I wish I learned that sooner, so that way I could have been using simple storage network much sooner. But you know what, that's okay, because I was working just fine the way I had it. I did go ahead and craft a network exchange interface. This says the interface for use with other machines and mods. For example, you can point a hopper into it to insert items into the network. So that's what this does, and it wasn't hard to craft. Just some stack upgrades, storage inventory, and stack upgrades are just redstone, network cable, blaze powder. I made the crafting remote. This one was actually the harder one, because I have all of this, just an ender chest and all that. The hard part was the sea lanterns, but I realized that with, like, prismarine shards and prismarine crystals, they both have fluid to item recipes. So for the prismarine shard, I just need to put nether quartz in water. And then for the prismarine crystals, I just needed to put lapis into water, and it made those items. So that was actually much easier to craft in the long run. And this is just so, like, if you guys have used systems like this, it's just so you can access the network remotely. But to go up top of that, you have the wireless crafting grid, which I went ahead and crafted, that goes with the range upgrade. The only thing I didn't do is there is a creative wireless transmitter. That's hard, because it's creative mode. I'm going to need a Elytra and 4 nether stars, but reality is that's not the most difficult stuff to get. It's just stuff I don't have at the moment. I've not fought the Wither. I don't have access. Well, I do have access to the end, but I haven't bothered to explore. So there's that stuff. But that allows for an infinite range across dimensions, and it doesn't require power. So that's actually really nice. Eventually I'll get that. But that's all of the stuff that has to do with simple storage networks. I did go ahead and make the 64K storage part. I had the items for it last episode, but it's just repetitive to craft, because to make one 64 storage K part, you're going to need 3 16K and then all of this other stuff. So if you need 3 of these, it means you need 9 4K and the rest of the stuff. And to make 9 of those means you need 27 1K storage parts and the rest of the stuff, and then do that. So it just ends up being a lot of silicon, a lot of different types of processors, just to make one 64K storage part. But I put everything that was a lot onto here, and then everything else went to the storage system, and literally everything. I even cleared out the shelves that were up here. It only takes 7% of the 64K. So I'm not too worried about storage anymore. And it's in a very nice and easy to access area. I just gotta do this. It's not really affecting my power at all. I can always add more drawers if for whatever reason I just happen across a lot of things, or I could just make 7 more 64K, because I have the ability to. I just need a lot more nether quartz, I believe. Yeah, because I only have 36 left. I had to mine a lot. Excuse me. So, yeah. But I went ahead and did all that, so I'm going to go ahead and claim it all. Ooh, lots of stuff. Ooh, diamond furnace. I might actually change out my furnaces, because I forgot about these. I could go up to emerald, and then obsidian, and then netherite. And then whatever a rainbow core is. What's a rainbow core? I can make a rainbow furnace. I don't know how fast that is, but it sounds fast. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. Oops. I didn't realize I would get all the XP for that. Oops, nope. Didn't mean to do that. Huh. Open config. Ooh, there's things in here. I don't know how this works. I will do that on my own time. Okay. Ooh, it gives me some storage upgrades for the drawers, some normal chest. So I got a storage monitor, white detector, silk touch upgrade. Some things. So there's a wireless transmitter. That's helpful for refined storage. Stack upgrade, speed upgrade, range upgrade. Okay, so I got a couple helpful things for that. So we're pretty much done with storage. There's a couple different things in here that I don't generally use myself, such as a fluid grid, so I'm just going to craft that later. Don't really use it. I've never had a need to store fluids to that extent, so maybe in the future, but as of right now, no. Now, I do want to... There's a couple different things. So, for this episode, I've been wanting to start going back instead of just jumping forward again in not this chapter, but the factory chapter. There is a chapter for AutoSteal, or a quest for AutoSteal. So it's create completely automatic sustainable steel setup. I have the energy for it, and I have an idea of how the... Ooh, it's not cut upgraded. What is it called? The blast furnace, the better one. I know how that works. There is no better coal coke oven, but that's okay. There is a way to automate that too. It's just a matter of getting the items that I have coming out of my automatic ore thing up to there. But there is a way to do things with systems, which is through the network transmitter. So just from what I understand, you can input and export things into the network using these from far away. It says it also, so for large distances or across dimensions, these might be handy. Place the receiver in a desired place and shift right click the card onto it, so you get the network card. Then place the transmitter connected to the network and insert a card into it. Can be used to connect stuff in the compacting machine. So, and we do have compacting machines in here if you didn't want to mine out everything in the world. I just decided to mine out. But this is helpful, like if I had stuff in the, like things automated in the end, or if things automated in the nether, which is all possibilities, just not stuff that I have at the moment. But that's how I understand it. I'm not exactly sure if it matters which one goes to which. You have a transmitter, you have a receiver. I'm assuming receiver is what receives the items, and I'm hoping it's items, because that's how I understand it. So, but that actually might be helpful for what I want to do for the steel, which is put... So, here's the thing. I don't know 100% how things work, but I have items coming up from my create up there, as we all know. And I have it currently just going into my stuff down here. Now, I know I can use some filters to take some, but not all, some iron and coal away from that and have it transported to somewhere else. Now, I'm not sure if I can use these transmitters without power, if it has to be connected to the actual network itself, or if it's just another way to transport stuff. I'm not exactly sure about any of that, but I do know I can use it just in general, at least if I'm just directly importing stuff into my system anyway. So I have to have all that hooked up, but then I can get sustainable steel, because as long as I can feed it with coal and iron, and then have the coal coke turn into, or go into the blast furnace, then everything's fine. The problem that I have is, in order to make both the transmitter and the receiver, they require 1 ingot of netherite per. The rest of it's really easy stuff. The problem is the netherite. I only have, I believe, 2 netherite scraps, which is not even enough to make an ingot, because you need at least 4 to make an ingot, so I only have half of an ingot. So what I could do for this is either I can go into the nether and just mine. I've seen people use TNT. I've even seen people use beds to mine. Or the other option that I have, I believe, to get netherite scraps, you need ancient debris, and to make ancient debris, I could do basalt generating. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but from what I'm understanding, it's going to be basically like your very, like, you know, a skyblock cobblestone generator. On one side you have lava, one side you have blue ice, and then below it you'll have soul sand, and I guess the hope is that when the lava touches the blue ice with the soul soil underneath it, it'll create an ancient debris. I'm not sure if this eats up anything. I'm not sure of anything when it comes to this. But there's a couple different things. I'm also not sure what wheat means. Like, if it's a chance. Oh, it is a chance thing, isn't it? Oh, so it's not very common. That changes things slightly bit. But this is an option. Or I can do an orchid in gem from Petania. Now, where I originally was going with this before I discovered what the heck weight meant, is I have soil, I do have lava, I just don't have blue ice. But in order to create blue ice, I would need access to packed ice. From anything in here, I believe I have to have access to packed ice. To get packed ice, I have to have access to ice. And to get ice, I need Petania. So I was thinking about, let's just go ahead and start Petania a little bit, so that way we're not having to mine in the nether for 6 billion years. Because I know ancient debris is not exactly the easiest thing to find. I went ahead, and I don't know if you guys can see this on the map, but I did start filling in this little corner here with some grass, so that way we can start Petania. So we're just going to go ahead and start a little bit of it, see how far we can get. And that's pretty much it with that. So let's go ahead. We're going to need some floral fertilizer. I don't have access to a lot of dye is the problem, but I do have flowers, I believe. Poppy. Yeah. So we're just going to turn all of that into dye. So once we start up this process, we can get dye pretty easily, so I'm not going to be too worried about losing out on that. Alright, cool. And that's going to give us a flower pouch as well as the Lexica Petania. There we go. I've read this 1,000 freaking times, so I know what that is. And then the flower pouch just holds flowers. And also, I should have more flowers in here. What are they called? Dandelions? They're the yellow ones. There they go. Just going to use all of that. 3. 3's good enough. So the next quest is it wants us to make a pure daisy and petal apothecary. Also, I made a discovery that I probably knew in the past but completely forgot about. I don't have to make a waypoint. I can just point. You guys can't see my mouse because I have that thing. But pretend I'm pointing right here with my mouse. If I press T, I just teleport to it. I don't have to make a waypoint to teleport to it. I don't have to spend half the episode just running around. Though I will say it always puts you at the highest point that... I think it's the highest or the lowest? I think it's the highest point that it could possibly put you. So if I, like, wanted to go here, which is on top of my house, it'll just put me on top of the house. Actually, I'm going to test that real quick. Boop. Yeah. I don't want to be on top of the house. If I did that, I would want to be in the cave. But it's still super nice to be able to do this and not have to run to the other side of my cave. There's just a little bit of lag that comes with it, but that's okay. But look at that. And this all should be going into my flower pouch. Okay. I did not get any white flowers, which is not helpful. But here, look, looky. I could just go right here onto the road, and bam, I'm right where I need to be. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I can turn a lot of this into, what is it called? The petals, and then put that down into dye. I just need a pestle and mortar, meaning I need a bowl. It's mortar. I don't always say it wrong the first time. And then I just turn all of these into different things. Now, what I could do... Yay, I wasn't actually collecting them before. What I could do as well is take this and then some shears, because I believe I have some shears. Yep. And then I can take the petals and grow them. So that way I can get some more stuff that way as well. So I believe I would want them to be too tall, right? Or no? I don't remember how that works, but it's okay. So we're actually going to go ahead and go, like, here, because this is closer. And I believe it's just a matter of doing that. Yep. And then you pick it up with the shears. And that does not go into the flower pouch because it's tall, but that's okay. This will get me more petals per. Because I think each of the other ones gave me 2 each. This will give me 4. The only thing is always remembering where the heck did you plant the things, because you do not see them otherwise. But we're just going to do these petals, and then I'm going to break them all down again, and then we're just going to make some more floral fertilizer, because as soon as I can get some white ones, as long as I get it once, I can just keep doing this over and over, and I don't have to worry about doing the floral fertilizer again. So let's go ahead and jump down and turn this into some stuff. Right, I'm going to do it this way. Oop, I actually have to turn that into petals first. Oops. Not the easiest thing in the world. Okay. So the most I have is of the black, so I'm going to just go ahead, all except for like 4 of them, I guess. Turn that into black dye, and then make some more of this. That's not what I asked for, but you know, it works. There we go. So now I got 6 of that, so that should be enough, hopefully, just to get 1. Let's see. Really? No? Come on. Oh, why is it hard? I get all of these different colors, but none of them the one that I want. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to break you. Let's try that again. I just need to grab some more. Well, I have bone meal in my inventory, so I don't know why I'm always going back here, but this is easier for me, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna stick those in there, and then I believe the way... Oops. Nope, because I need to do it this way. There we go. Do it like that, and that'll give me 3 more. Well, I could just make straight up white dye. Does this work the way I think it will? Huh. Well, then I don't need to be doing this with the petals. I got plenty of... I got plenty of bone meal. I have, 256. Come on. Come on, buddy. Let's do it this way. 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go to 16, and then we'll do it this way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know why I would ever do it the other way around if I could just do it with bone meal. That's nice. Okay. I still need white flowers, though. Are they rare or something? Oh, I got one. Okay. I didn't realize if you bone meal with the short ones, it'll automatically give you tall ones as well. It's an interesting observation. It's a good thing I kept my shears on me. I didn't mean to break the one. Okay. Now I do have the white flower in here, my singular white flower, so I'm going to break that down into this, and then just boop, boop, boop. Do this a couple times. Oops. I knew I would do that. Oh, how do I break the dirt so fast? With my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That should be plenty for now, because all that I'm going to do with this... Boop, server backup started. Yay! Is I believe... So I need to make a pure daisy, which is going to take 4 petals, a round petal apothecary, so I need a petal apothecary. To make a petal apothecary, all it takes is a petal, as long as with some slabs and that, so boom. Petal apothecary, and then all I do with this, I believe, is I just put a water bucket in it. Maybe I need some... I'm not sure if my tank will just auto go into it. Nope. And that's why I grabbed a bucket. I will say that's one of the slightly annoying things about this tank is, like, most things it just does not accept it. And I cannot figure that one out for the life of me. Okay, I'm gonna do that. There we go. So I just need a seed. And then I believe it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then throw a seed in there. Yay! Pure daisy. Awesome. So that'll just give us some stone and some oak logs. Because what you do with the pure daisy is you make living wood and living rock, which is our next step. So I'm going to go ahead and make another one, actually. My mouse has started the thing where it double clicks constantly, and it's getting quite annoying. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to keep this in my inventory because I'll bring it over there. I'll probably have to do a, infinite water source over at the new Petania area. I might make a little pond over there. That'll be cute. And then we'll go ahead and plant this and then do the oak logs and the stone, and that'll give us our living wood and living rock. And then we can start looking at possibly making the stuff needed for mana generation in the first place. So let's go ahead and go here. Oops. See, that's what I said. It's starting to do the double clicky thing, and I'm not happy with it. Because this is not an old mouse. I don't know what I do to make it do that either, because it's not like I'm, like, slamming on it. Alright, cool. Well, actually, we are at the end of this episode, so We just started Petania stuff. This will eventually lead us into, hopefully, we're trying to get to this. Nope. What are we trying to get to? We were trying to get to, and well, as soon as we get the living rock, and some mana generation, that's all we really need. I'm gonna wander the forest. Won't worry about that. Runic altar. Yeah, so we're really just worrying about getting some mana generation. So next episode, we're probably gonna go ahead and make a. Well, I can make that. I can make a thermal lily, so I believe that just eats lava. I have to look in my book. But I'm usually making end of flames because I have so much coal, and I know how to make a auto dropper for that. Not off the top of my head, of course, but I do know that I'm able to make one of those, so... Ooh, look at it go. So we'll work on that next episode. This is wonderful timing for this. Happened a little quicker than I thought it would as well. Okay, cool. So I will go ahead and claim those, because that'll give me a mana spreader, as well as... Oh, it actually gave me a mana pool. Ha! That's nice. Okay. So now, like I said, we just need the mana generation, and we'll just work on that next episode. So I think in between, what I'll do really... Well, not really quick, because I'm never quick with anything, but I'll try to get enough, what's this called? Dirt, so I can finish filling this in and probably pretty up the area a little bit. Try to get my pathway to come up here, and then maybe build a little bit of a building for the Petania stuff, because I think that would look nice. Yeah. So we'll work on that in between, and then we'll catch back up next episode so we can continue on our Petania adventure, so that way we can actually go straight back into making steel. Nice how everything intertwines, right? I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!